It's been a big week in football, goals, drama, transfer decisions and controversy. From big Premier League results to European headlines and even some questionable officiating. Wow. In the lower leagues, we're covering everything you might miss. So let's get into it. Here's what went down in the Prem. Southampton held Man City to a 0-0 draw, avoiding the lowest points total record. Now, Southampton actually came out and did a video of, I think it was Ruben Diaz, saying that they just don't want to play. They're boring football or something. I don't know. But Everton beat Fulham 3-1. Huge for their European hopes. And Brentford edged a 1-0 win over Ipswich. Very interesting indeed. We all know Ipswich is now relegated from the Premier League and they'll be going back down to the Championship. They're just not winning any games. And will Kieran McKenna be in charge next season? Let me know your thoughts on that. Brighton got a comfortable win over 2-0 on Wolves, which is quite interesting indeed. And now we're entering the final stretch and the European race is still alive. Now, the Women's Football League wrap up, or the Women's Super League, I should say. Chelsea completed an unbeaten season, lifted the title 60 points. Arsenal beat Manchester United 4-3 in a proper thriller. Great to see the Women's Super League getting the spotlight it deserves. Now, European headlines. We've got around Europe, Atletico Madrid's Alexander Soloff scored a 4th-minute hat-trick in a 4-0 win. Wow, and Thomas Müller made his final appearance for Bayern Munich and bowed out with a win. Wow, and obviously they recently won the Bundesliga, which is crazy to think. Harry Kane and Eric Dyer has got their first trophy in European football, which is very good for them indeed. We all know that Thomas Müller was at the club for 25 years, guys. That's absolutely incredible. 25 years, the loyalty. Trent could have done the same with Liverpool. However, transfer news, Liverpool have reportedly interested in Jeremy Frimpong as a Trent replacement. We all know Trent is now going off to Real Madrid, guys. That is one hell of a transfer, especially for free. Liverpool aren't going to make any money off this. And most importantly, Trent leaving Liverpool after 20 years, which is incredible. Yes, he wants to figure out what Spanish football is about. But what's your thoughts on him going from Liverpool to Real Madrid? Interesting indeed. And if you haven't seen it, Xabi Alonso has left by Leverkusen in hopes and whispers that he's going to Real Madrid too. Very interesting, as Carlo Ancelotti could step down as manager. Very interesting indeed. But Real Madrid could move for Brighton keeper Bart Verbruggen, which is very interesting indeed. And Arsenal are ready to trigger the €60 million release clause for Martin Zubimendi from Real Sociedad. Could that be an option? Could Arsenal next season be in the chances of actually getting a trophy? There's been a lot of stick online about Arsenal not winning any silverware this season, but I feel like Arteta has one season left to prove that he can lift a trophy next season. Anyway, would you sign any of these? Drop your verdicts right now in the comments. Now, let's go into some more controversial calls. One that stood out this week is in League One. Leyton Orient has scored a goal that clearly looked offside, but it stood. Fans were fuming and it sparked another wave of complaints about officiating consistency. With VAR in only certain leagues, we're still in major moments that change games slip through the cracks. This is a common issue, guys. VAR in the Championship, for example, there isn't one. But the officiating has been so poor against Leeds United this season. Like, how have they got away with it? But we still managed to win the league, get the points. Guys, doesn't matter. But Premier League next season, we all know £150 million is in the talks to be spent for Leeds United. So let me know your thoughts on that one. And should Leyton Orient get that goal struck off? Very interesting indeed. And another one, a couple of upcoming finals. Champions League final, PSG versus Inter Milan on May 31st. And then we have women's UCL final, Arsenal versus Barcelona on May 24th. Very, very interesting indeed, guys. Big matches, big moments, and we'll be covering all of them. And now that's everything you need to know, guys, from the past week in football. Controversial goals. We've had massive transfer rumours, emotional farewells. Let me know your take on Leyton Orient decision. Should lower leagues have VAR too? I think most leagues should have VAR, even though I hate VAR. It's just a controversial thing at the end of the day, guys. Drop your comments right now below and hit the subscribe button. We're releasing videos all of the time on this channel, not just around Leeds United, but the latest Premier League news, Championship stuff. We're going to be focusing on some teams this season, guys. And most importantly, be happy, because I'll see you again tomorrow or the next day for another video for the latest football news, controversial stuff, and my favourite Leeds United shirts. Thank you so much, and I'll see you later.